Right, S1, I just wanted to give you a wee recap on some of your fraction work before we do it this week. So I want to start off by doing a couple of examples of changing an improper fraction to a mixed number. So let's take an example like this. Okay, say I have something like 15 over 6 as my fraction, and I want to change that. So that's an improper fraction because the top number's bigger than the bottom number. So I want to change it into a mixed number. So I say, how many times does 6 go into 15? Okay, so let's think, how many times does 6 go into 15? Right, and we should get the answer 2. Okay, 6 goes into 15 2 times, but it has a remainder of 3. Okay, so when I change that to a mixed number, the answer will be 2 3/6. Okay, now I know you guys are all superstars, so you know that 3/6 can be simplified. Okay, so our actual answer to that should be 2 1/2, because 3/6 is really a half, isn't it? Okay, right, let's do another example of that. Example 2. Okay, so example 2, this time I'll make my number a bit bigger. Let's see, we've got 41 over 5. Okay, and I see how many times does 5 go into 41. So 5 goes into 41 8 times, and I've got 1 left over, so that means I've got 8 1/5 there. Okay, so that is how we change an improper fraction into a mixed number. Okay, right, let's do a wee example going the other way. Okay, so if I start with my mixed number, let's have 2 4/5. Okay, 2 4/5 is my mixed number, 2 4/5. Now the way I change that into an improper fraction is I do 5 times 2 and I add on the 4. So I do 5 times 2, add on 4. Now that will give me 14 and when it's over 5. Right, so that's changing it to a mixed number. Right, another one, example 4. Let's do something like a bigger one, 4 3/7. Okay, 4 3/7. Now it really helps if we know our times tables here, folks. So if I do 4 3/7, I've got to do 7 times 4. Okay, that gives us 28, and we add on the 3 here, which gives us 31. So that would be 31 over 7 when we change it to an improper fraction. Okay. Now the next wee thing I want you to revise this week is adding and subtracting fractions with different denominators. So let's look at a couple of examples of that. Okay, so my example 5 today. So say I have something like 1/4 plus 3/8. Okay, 1/4 plus 3/8. Right, so we've done this in class, so this is just a wee reminder for you. We cannot add fractions that have got different denominators. Now denominator's the bottom number there. So when we've got a bottom number that's different, we have to change our fractions so that they've got the same denominator. We've got to create equivalent fractions that have got the same denominator. Okay, so let's think. We look for the smallest number that appears in both the 4 and the 8 times table. Okay, now the smallest number, or the lowest common multiple of 4 and 8, is 8. Okay, so I'm going to change both my fractions here into 8ths. Now if we look at 3/8, we see that 3/8 is already an 8th, so I don't need to change that at all. That's just going to stay as 3/8. But my quarter, to change it into 8ths, well, whatever I've done to the bottom number here, I've got to do the same to the top number. So I've times the bottom there by 2. So I'm going to have to times the top there by 2 as well. Okay, so when I do 1 times 2, I get the answer 2. So when I add together 2/8 and 3/8, I just add the top numbers together, okay? So that's going to give me the answer 5/8. Right? Let's do the same with a takeaway one. 6. Okay, so this time I'm going to do 2/3 take away 5/12. Okay, 2/3 take away 5/12. So what I'm doing is, again, my denominators are different here, and I can't take away fractions that have got different denominators, so I have got to make it so that the denominators here are the same. So I think about my 3 and my 12 times table, and I'm looking for the smallest number that appears in both the 3 and the 12 times table. Now, the smallest number that appears in both the 3 and the 12 times table, we call that the lowest common multiple of 3 and 12. And the lowest common multiple of 3 and 12 is 12. Okay, that's 12. So we can see that this is already in 12ths, right? So that fraction there can just stay as it is because it's already in 12ths, so it stays as 5/12. This other fraction here is in thirds. Now whatever I've times the bottom here by to get 12, I've got to times the top by the same number. So I've times 3 by 4 to get 12. Okay, I've times it there by 4. So I've got to do the same with the top number in my fraction there. I've got to times that by 4 as well, and that will give me 8. So my sum becomes 8/12 take away 5/12. Now I can do that now because it's got the same number in the bottom. So I can do 8/12 take away 5/12. Now 8/12 take away 5/12 gives me 3/12. Okay. 8/12 take away 5/12 gives me 3/12. Now, if you are really on the ball, folks, you will know that 3/12 can be simplified. 3/12 can be divided top and bottom by 3 to simplify it. So we could go a stage further here and divide top and bottom by 3 to get the answer 1/4, which would be absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I am going to give you some work this week on improper fractions to mixed numbers, mixed numbers to improper fractions, and a few questions on adding and subtracting fractions. And if you guys could do that, that would be amazing. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Okay, take care.